My name is Ayaz, and I'm the program leader. Um, so, let us first start. Before I introduce you to the program overall, what we're gonna actually teach in that program, or what are the areas that we cover in the program. Let me just discuss that why should you choose this program at GCU. So at GCU, this program, MSc Cyber Security, is fully accredited by a NCSC, and we are one of the very few universities who have the MSc programs of cybersecurity accredited with NCSE. Then we are located in Glasgow, which is first of all very vibrant city and a very which has a very strong tech ecosystem as well. A lot of different fintech companies are operating in Glasgow. You could also use things such as Glasgow City Innovation District, Technician, all of those supports. You can get these mentorships from this city itself. Too. So we do provide support services at GCU, but this is what the city can offer you as well. So this program of MSc Cybersecurity is focused on preparing you all for the global challenges that we are facing these days with the cyber security. As we all know, that the cyber attacks are only rising, um, and the expertise that you require to mount those attacks, they are only decreasing. So you do not really need a lot of expertise to mount those attacks. So when you study our course at GCU MSc Cybersecurity, we're going to equip you with different knowledge and technique, and that you can build strong cyber physical systems so the cyber criminals cannot attack these systems. And we also have the access to the state of the art facilities, especially our labs. And we're going to talk about that and the accreditation in more detail in the upcoming slides. Then we can talk about the cybersecurity job market trends in UK. As per the government report last year, that the cybersecurity sector has generated almost 13.2 billions in revenue, and the job places have 11% increase from the following year, which is quite a significant increase, and that shows that there is a lot of potential of in the cybersecurity market. So there is a continuous demand for roles such as the cybersecurity architects, incident responders, SOC analysts. You could be the network professionals. There's a lot of scope for that in the market. Now, the salary range is between 40,000 to 100,000, and of course, that depends upon the specialization and experience that you would have in the cybersecurity. So that is a glance of cybersecurity market in the UK. If you think about the global market, because the cyber security is really a global thing, right? So we need to safeguard our systems globally. And you can see that the market projection has grown to 562 billion by 232. That is the expect. You can see that is a big market that is expected to grow. And why it is expected to grow? Because we are increasingly dependent upon different uh, things that we have. For example, we have IoT these days. All of us have multiple devices, mobile phone, laptops, multiple things. This is called Internet of Things. Now, the moment you connect to the internet, you are now more vulnerable to attacks as well. So wherever there are attacks, we need to safeguard those systems, those cyber physical systems, and they need people who know the knowledge of cyber security. Um, on the other hand, those attacks could be the ransomware attacks, phishing attacks, and there are literally now countless attacks these days. And as cyber professionals, you'll be working to safeguard your systems against most of these attacks. A very interesting thing is that due to the regulatory compliance, for example, the GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, there is now a key global demand for cyber security professionals and analysts. Now, because of the GDPR now mandates the organizations to safeguard the data. Now, data is stored on all of these cyber physical systems, And in order to safeguard those systems, you need the people who know the knowledge of cybersecurity. So this is, again, these are the different things that are influencing the growth of the cybersecurity market. This is what we have covered so far in the last two slides. Now, let's come towards the overall program. That our program is 1 year, and it is technically focused program, which is designed to develop the practical and hands-on security skills. So at GCU, we do not rely on only the theoretical data. What we do is, throughout our modules, we have designed our modules in a way that whatever you learn theoretically, you should be able to implement that in the technical environment as well. And by technical environment, I means that we do have the cybersecurity labs, we have the state of the art networking labs. So we combine the theoretical and practical knowledge together, and that would equip our students for the fast changing cyber threat landscape that we have. So that is the demand that we have in the market. So when you leave this course, you are ready to work on those systems and through all of those real world systems. So students gain experience in areas such as cyber defense, ethical hacking, computer networking, digital forensics, security, network security, and there are countless other interlapping areas in which you will get your experience. Now, who is it for? That is very important. So, MSc that we have is conversion focused MSc. So, we have designed our MSc in a way, first of all, for students who want to move towards the field of cybersecurity, who may not have studied cybersecurity before, but because of whatever reasons and all of the growth and the demand that we have just explained, if you want to move towards towards this field, sorry, you have this one. So this one is designed in a way that you can come towards the cybersecurity field. So it is conversion focused. At the same time, it is also ideal for the applicants who already have some knowledge of cybersecurity, so they can further deepen and advance their knowledge. So overall, it is for the applicants who have the interest in cybersecurity and they have the motivation to develop the technical and analytical skills that are required in the job market today. So that is very important, that it is conversion focused, but the people who already know the cyber can also deepen their understanding with our program. Now, applicants from range of academic and professional backgrounds may be considered depending upon the qualifications and the suitability for the postgrad study. So again, because we are conversion focused as well, we do encourage applicants from different backgrounds to apply, and then we would look at their application and look at the entry requirements, and you could be part of the MSc Cyber Security program at GCU. Um, Now, regarding the structure of the program at GCU, we teach our programs in 3 trimesters. So whole academic year is divided into 3 slots. Each slot is called a trimester. So trimester A, B, and C. So you have the 3 trimesters. So you have 8 taught modules which are in trimester A and B, and in those you will study the modules such as cyber defense testing, secure system administration, secure connectivity, network security, and all of those in there. I'll talk about these modules in our next slide. Now, when you pass all of those modules, then you would have to combine the knowledge that you have gained from all of those modules and then work on a research focused MSc project, and that is done usually in Tri-C. So in Tri-C, you usually don't have any module, and all the knowledge that you have learned from all of the modules will combine those and do the master's project. Now, each taught module is 15 credits, and dissertation only is 60 credits. So that is a significant piece of work that you would do in trimesters, and therefore you don't have anything else to do in that trimesters. Again, depending upon the progression that you had in trimester A and B. So all of these modules are delivered through the seminars, the labs, the flip based learning, and the continuous assessment that we have. Now, talking about the different themes that we have, that, as I said, that most of our the programs at GCU and the MSc Cyber Security at GCU, we have designed them to be the industrial relevant. So here are some of the key things that you would learn in our program. So, for example, in cyber defense and pen testing, would help you develop the practical skills so that you can respond to the cybersecurity threats. In secure system administrations, you'll be working on protection of the environments, real world environments. When you go out there, the real world environments that you have, technical environments, you can learn how you can safeguard them. Now, computer networking, again, you need to understand, class, that in this program at MSc Cybersecurity, you are studying networking and cybersecurity at the same time. Now, why I say that? Because networking is the backbone of anything that we use these days. So say you use Internet of Things, you are using the computer networks, right? You're using, say, your mobile phones, you're using the networks at the back end. So we need to know networking, and then we need to know the cybersecurity so you can safeguard those network systems as well. So both of them, they go hand in hand. So again, you can see that there is a blend of networking and the cybersecurity at the same time. So you study the networking, you study the ethical hacking, the penetration testing, and then you would also work on the digital evidence and the cyber in your digital forensics module. And at the end, of course, you would also have some other modules which I have not listed, but these are the overall themes that are covered in all of those modules, and you will do the master's project at the end. If you have any questions, guys, you can continue to write those into the chat, and I'll be happy to answer after my presentation. Now, coming towards the assessment, we use different types of assessments in MSc Cybersecurity. Right. So first of all, it could be skills tests. So skills tests could be the lab test where we give you you have to build a specific, say, if you're working in networking, say you'll be in a networking lab, you'll be building the network systems, and based on those network systems, it would be an assessment. Then it could be a coursework where they give you a set of requirements, and based on that, you work and you submit that piece at the end. It could be online traditional exams that would be on campus, and it could be the technical reports. Like, for example, like MSc project is a report, right? So you produce a report at the end, which is called dissertation, and where you combine all the knowledge that you have learned from all of the modules and deliver a technical piece of work which is industrial relevant, research focused, and it goes very well with the overall understanding that you will get in this program. Now, what is the industrial relevance in all of those modules? For example, our networking modules are based on Cisco. Cisco is the leading provider of the networking in the world. So networking modules are mostly Cisco based, and secure system administration is closely aligned with the Red Hat, the Linux and all of those. And then you have cyber defense and pen testing with the EC console. Ethical hacking, you will be working around the Kali Linux, and the digital forensics, you'll be working around XRY. So all I'm trying to say here is that, say, if you're doing networking modules, you'll be learning a lot of things in the networking which are Cisco based, right? So, although we try to take a generalized approach, but as a good practice, as a good example, we try to focus on some of the some of the key technologies that some of these vendors have, for example, Cisco. So these are the industrial relevance of our program. So what is the different student support options available for you once you join the program? You would be supported by the program leader, myself. If you have any query related to the program level inquiries, I'll be there to help. Then you have module leaders. If you have questions regarding the module that you are studying, anything, the module leader is a support for that. Then you also be allocated a personal tutor that meet with the students to see if they can help them personally in terms of They are in their educational goals. They can signpost you towards different facilities that we have at campus. Then we have a very good student association support. We have class representatives, and you also have full-time student officers. So these are the different set of supports and different tiers of supports that is available for the prospective students when they join GCU. Now, about learning resources, as I was saying that GCU, we have different learning sources available, and in our department we do have the top network engineering lab that we have. So we have the networking labs where if we are teaching you networking, we do not want you to do that only on, say, a software. We also have the labs available as well where you can go build your networks and test them in real world. Because when you go outside to do your jobs, you'll see that we do work with the softwares as well. We do work with simulations as well in the real world too, because we have to work with simulations before we build the real systems. But at the end of the day, we also have to build those real systems as well. So at GCU, when you study, you would be doing those hands-on things. At the bottom right side, as you can see, this is our Cisco lab. As you can see, one of the Cisco labs, you can see different routers and switches and the firewalls. So you would be building those in real world as well, right? So, and on the other hand, we also have the cybersecurity lab, and at the top then we also have access to the NetAcad. We also have access to the Net Lab, where these you will be building on these network topologies, those cyber physical systems in real world as well. So these are different learning resources that we have available. Now, why would employer choose our graduates? First of all, as I said, we are fully accredited by NCSC. MSc Cybersecurity is fully accredited, and if someone is fully accredited by the NCSC, that means they have the mark of quality that shows those employers that the graduates are trained to meet those recognized industry and national standards. So it is fully accredited program, MSc Cyber at GCU. And you know what if you learn something on our program, that is a hallmark that should be the industrial relevance at when you study the MSc program at our university. Then we have the industrial engagement and involvement. So we also have the regular employability sessions where we invite the leaders from different industries, and we organize the guest lectures and discussions, and where they share their experience from the real world environments and their job place with the students, and then that helps students to map their expertise, and so that when they leave the university, when they graduate from MSc Cybersecurity program, they are well equipped and they can target those jobs very easily. So those guest lecturers are very helpful in sharing their experience of real world case studies with you. And then we also have strong collaborations with all of those NCSC, Cisco, and also the different industrial partners. So employability is we these employability sessions are very good for students to join. Then, as we discussed before, that there is a high demand for cybersecurity, because we do have different challenges. The cyber crime is getting sophisticated. You have, there is a cybersecurity skill gap. We have the advent of AI. We also have the rising cost of cyber incident as well. So for all of that, they need people who can safeguard the cybersecurity systems, and our MSc program would really help you do that. And you can target different roles, and these roles are not there could be many different roles. You could be the security operation system analyst, SOC analyst. You could work as a network engineer, security architect. You could work as the ethical, you can work with the ethical hacking, the cyber defense specialization. So these are the different areas where you can target when you study our program at GCU. Okay, so If you want to get any further information, say even after this presentation as well, I'll be happy to answer your questions once I'm done. But if you want to contact me, I'm the program leader. These are my credentials right here. If you want to contact me, you can email me, and I'll be also happy to answer your questions. Okay, so that's all from me from the overview of MSc Cyber Security, and please let me know if you have any questions. Just go. So MSc Cybersecurity at GCU, as I said, is designed to be the conversion focused as well. So, and we do have applicants usually who have previously not worked in cybersecurity. Maybe they have worked in some allied areas. They apply, and based on what they have studied previously, and based on what they want to do in the future, we consider each application separately, and we try to understand what are the aims, what they have already done, and based on that they can secure the place on this program. But of course, we have to go through the application criteria. So there is a criteria, entry criteria, for this program to enter. But conversion focus means that we have to look overall of that people in the allied areas can also come towards cybersecurity. But of course, we consider those applications and individually look at those applications before making those offers. Any question, class? Anyone?
It doesn't look like we have any questions from the audience. Um, if anybody does have any questions after this session, do feel free to email those in to us and we'll pick those up. I'd just like to thank you, Ayyaz, for coming and for presenting such a thorough overview. I think you've perhaps covered everybody's questions in the main body of your presentation.
Thank you.
Just
And
before we leave, I'm going to post a link to any other sessions that you might want to browse and sign up for. We do have one comment from Jeffrey here. Thank you so much for your presentation. I'm an international student and have gotten an admission. Wanted to find out if there is a research assistantship for this programme.
so Jeffrey, thank you very much for your question. Uh, so see the program that we have here, as I said, the at the part of the program you would be working on the MSc project, and that is actually research focused. And one of the modules that you would study before MSc project is called RPM, Research and Project Management, and that would help you learn the necessary skills where you can learn how to do the research, and then you would use that research to work on that on your MSc project. So there is no per se um, I mean, as of course, the staff on those programs and MSc project, you'll be allocated MSc supervisor. They would assist you with your research. They would help you do the research. MSc project usually is an individual piece of work, but they are there for the membership. So there would be assistantship in terms of that mentorship. But there is no per se requirement for students to first go and do some sort of a internship or something like that before graduating. Hope it answers your question. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Any other questions that any of you have? I'm happy to answer. Um, so for scholarships, you would need to contact the admissions teams, and they would be happy to help you with any scholarships.
I've just posted a link to our scholarships page in the chat there for you to click through. And we do have a scholarships and funding session. I'm just having a quick look. It's Thursday, the 30th of April at 11:30 a.m. And if you click the link that I posted just above, you'll be able to register and attend that during this information week. I hope that will help. Okay, I think that might be us for questions.
I mean, feel free to email me. I have shared my email address on the presentation before as well. So feel free to email me if you are watching it later, or if you feel like you want to email me the question. I'm happy to answer.
Okay. I'd just like to thank everybody for participating, and I think we can wrap up the webinar just now. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jen. Thank you.